Let's go! Hey everyone. So today I was sipping on my tea, minding my own business, when I came across a post, a Facebook rant, if you will, that my buddy posted. Now, usually I don't partake in posting anything on social media, or I don't really give in to that, but I don't know. Today I just felt like saying something when most times I wouldn't say anything. And I'll be honest, after reading his post online, initially it made me want to do this. But I just kept drinking the tea. And so then I had to respond.
The tea is exceptionally good today. Who made this? Very delicious. Hold on.
So let me just share the post that he posted, and then you'll understand. I got the majority of the post. It's not the entire thing, but it's the parts that I want to highlight. Yesterday, and this post comes after his team forfeits a basketball game in a recreational league because they didn't have enough players. It reads, "Tonight marks the end of the worst season of basketball I've ever had. My sophomore year of high school, where I don't even think we won more than one game, wasn't as bad as this season. There's a reason I retired from basketball. It sucks having to forfeit games because teammates won't show up. On top of that, getting old sucks, and not being able to get up and down the court like I used to makes a huge difference. Glad I had one game that I won't forget. It was the game Jack Rudd tore his Achilles. I went off for about 27 points, 6 threes come in the final 10 minutes. 10 minutes of the game. Of course, it was in a losing effort, but it still felt good to be able to score like that. Big thanks to my brother Joey Jimenez for always being a dependable teammate. After this season, I learned that nobody else in this world is going to look out for you. And at the end of the day, your so-called friends look out for themselves. I felt stabbed in the back when trying to include friends that I consider friends to do a team sport where all of us would be able to enjoy. Always trying to include friends when they never try to include me. Makes me cherish high school friends that I've known for over 20 years that much more because they would never do that to me." Then he goes on to talking about his friends and what they used to do, and then it closes it by saying, in a world where people are fake, these guys I can always depend on for honest and genuine friendship, missing the good old days. Bruh. So I want to add some color to that post. That way you get the full picture, or at least the picture from my perspective. So at the very beginning of the season, I got an invite from my buddy that his buddy was kind of putting a team together and if I wanted to play. Initially, I was ecstatic because I hadn't played in an organized league in a few years, and I felt like it would be a great opportunity to start playing again, right? Now, I thought it was going to be the same guys that we normally play with, right? However, after talking with my buddy, it turns out that it was going to be a lot of guys that I didn't know. Now, with my past experiences, I just learned that it can go one of two ways. It can go great and you just bond and chemistry's there and you have a great season. But when you play with guys that you don't know and you aren't familiar with, then there's a lot of things that can happen, like people stop showing up, or you just don't get along, or people complain about playing time, or it's hard to collect the money, or it's just a lot of things with people that you don't know that can happen, that I've learned over the years that it's so much better to do it with friends and people that you know to try to avoid those problems. So because I wasn't going to be able to commit fully, I went ahead and opted out, and I kind of put my own team together, right? Now, I'd never heard from my buddy that this was a problem or that he had any issue or that I shouldn't have done that or anything like that. he never expressed that to me. In fact, at the very beginning of the season, his other buddy Jack had kind of rented a church for us they rented a church for them to scrimmage, and I asked Jack if it was okay if I brought my team so we could scrimmage against them so that we can get ready for the season. Again, nobody said any issue. No, nobody had any issues, or nobody expressed those issues. In fact, we were invited after I had asked the first time, and then we went 2 more times after that, I believe, if memory serves me right, to kind of play with them in scrimmage just to get ready for the season. So after I read this post from him, honestly, it makes me feel a little like this.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping. Woo.
And he's averaging, obviously, over 20, so...
Buddy, I know that you didn't get to play basketball yesterday because you didn't have enough players and you guys had to forfeit, but you don't have to take shots at me. It's a little basketball joke, a little basketball humor for you. Alright, so let's go back to the post. Again, your headline, feeling disappointed. Okay, let's see. Worst season of basketball I've ever had. Don't even think we won more than 1 game. Wasn't as bad as this season. There's a reason I retired. It sucks. Forfeit. Teammates won't show up. Getting old sucks. Not being able to get up. I mean, I'm reading that, dude, and it's super negative. Super negative. You're focusing too much on the problem and not on the solution, right? Like, I get that life sucks and maybe you can't get up and down. Maybe you had teammates that didn't show up, but let's look at the solutions. What are we gonna do about that, right? You said that there was a reason that you retired from basketball. It sucks having to forfeit games. Okay, so are you just done? Are you never going to play basketball again? Are you never going to play organized basketball? Is that what you're going to teach your daughter? Like, hey, when shit is hard and let's just give up and let's not look at solutions. Let's just throw in the towel, right? Let's be solution based, right? It's going to be way more productive than complaining about things that you can no longer change. What else? Okay. The next paragraph. Glad I had 1 game that I won't forget. It was the game Jack Rudd tore his Achilles. Bro, your perspective is all out of whack here, right? You're highlighting a game when your friend tore his Achilles. Like, let's pause. Let's think about that. Your buddy tore his Achilles. That's major, dude. He was in a boot. He had to have surgery. And that fact was a side note to your 27 points and your 6 threes. Bro, you're all off base here. You know what I mean? Like, instead of commenting like on, hey, like, at least you're still healthy and at least you were able to go up and down and, hopefully Jack heals and comes back stronger and all this, dude. You're talking about your 27 points. Your 27 points after someone, a close friend, someone you work with, tore his Achilles. Bro, if anything else I can say to you about how out of pocket you are, like, just think about that. I don't know. Just think about that. Now, the next paragraph is the one that I want to spend a little bit more time on, because whether he backtracks or says that it wasn't about me, anybody involved in this or anybody involved in the conversation last night will tell you that this is strictly directed at me, whether or not he will man up to it now, right? Last night, when he showed up to the gym and he told me, he said, hey, I told my buddies not to even show up because we only had 4 guys. I was like, what do you mean, dude? 4 guys, we could have made something work. We could have given you a player. You could have picked someone up. We could have figured it out. He's like, no, I think, we have 4 people stop showing up. I'm not even going to, let's not even play. That is just the mindset that he constantly has, right? And that, more than anything, is the reason why I didn't want to play on his team, right? Let's read what he says. He says, after the season, I learned that nobody else in this world is going to look out for you. And at the end of the day, your so-called friends look out for themselves. Bro, you didn't look out for anybody. You've been looking out for yourself. You know what I mean? If you didn't have enough people, you could have called and I could have let everybody else know that they weren't going to have enough people and there was going to be a forfeit. We could have saved the trip down there. You know what I mean? That's not looking out for anybody, right? You could have given us a fair warning and saying, hey, we're only going to have 4. What do you think? What should we do? Right? Again, solution-based, right? But we just want to point fingers, right? Let's read the next sentence. I felt stabbed in the back when trying to include friends that I consider friends to do a team sport where all of us would be able to enjoy. Bro, I know that you're not talking about me. I just know you're not. I include you in everything, right? When I go to the Mac with my friends, I send out the invite, right? When we play football, right? Like for Thanksgiving, I invite you, right? To flag football, I invite you. When we watch the fights, when we were watching the All-Star game, I'm constantly sending out invites. I'm constantly including you. So for you to literally say, I felt stabbed in the back when trying to include friends that I consider friends to do a team sport where all of us would be able to enjoy, always trying to include friends when they never try to include me. Bro, I promise you, out of all the friends that you have, I include you in the most. I invite you to my daughter's birthday parties. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? We just came back from Vegas together, right? When you were on the fence to go, and I'm the one who invited you, I'm the one who put you over the fence to go, right? For New Year's Eve last year, where were you? That's right, you were in Vegas with me. Why is that? Because I invited you. You know what I mean? Bro, what are you talking about? I never include you. I'm constantly including you. Constantly including you. And now I'm starting to think why. You know what I mean? It's sad that you literally want to post shit and post dirty laundry on social media rather than coming at me and talking through this, right? But last night when you literally said that it was my fault that this happened because I didn't want to join the team and it was my fault that we could have combined teams and it was my fault. Like, dude, no, you're not going to get anywhere in life by pointing fingers. You're not. There's no point in doing that. No pun intended. There's no point in doing that. You know what I mean? But you're just a sensitive dude. You've been a sensitive dude, right? And if you know anything about me, it's that I'm competitive. And I'm not going to do something just to do something. Let me give you the number one reason why I didn't join the team, right? When I formed my own team and we didn't have to play, guess what? I was in the gym playing basketball. I invited you. Did you show up? No. Right? You don't want to play. Guess what happened last night when we had a forfeit? Right? And I said, well, fuck. Let's go in the gym. We have a free gym for an hour. Let's get some shots up. Let's practice. Let's get some cardio in. Did you stick around? No. You left. But your brother stayed. We played 3-on-3 because we had a free gym and we could play. But you have a very negative mindset. You get in a very negative headspace. And guess what? You don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? It's super hard to want to do a league when people are like that. You know what I mean? I need people that are going to be in the corner, that are going to fight, that are not going to give up. People that are going to be competitive. People that are going to want to do better. People that are going to want to play better. And guess what? That's just not you. You know what I mean? You said it yourself. You're older. It's harder to get up and down. Yada, yada, whatever, dude. It's excuses. Because if it comes to racquetball, you have no problem going out there and playing, right? But if I invite you to football, if I invite you to basketball, if I invite you to anything else, guess what? You busy. Guess what? You tired. Guess what? You had a long day. So you don't, it's easy to point fingers and it's easy to complain, but guess what? Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. I think you need to take a step back and check yourself. Just check yourself. Because the fact that your teammates didn't show up had nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. And the fact that you want to put this on me and say that it was my fault, you need to literally check yourself. And also start to ask, why is it that you had people not show up? You know what I mean? Think about that. So I understand you were upset. I understand you were hurt. But just like Charles Barkley in this video, what were you thinking? You know what I mean? Like, no. Sometimes we just have to cool off. You know what I mean?
Hey, Marcos.